This is the Sports Porch, Black and Gold, with your hosts, the Technical Director, the Grand Schwabini, and Hockey Jesus. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's show a little Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates love. The Sports Porch Black and Gold starts now.
Yeah, the Sports Porch Black and Gold, it starts now. Before I introduce everybody, in the words of Jack Nicholson in Batman, this team needs an enema. Does that make sense?
It was a nice try, but it wasn't very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need an enema. They just need an offense.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think it needs an enema. I'm the TD. That is the Grand Schwabini. This is Hockey Jesus. You're watching the Steelers postgame show on YouTube X and actually on Facebook today. We're picking up a bunch of Facebook followers now. I don't want to disappoint people. We're going to keep focusing more on YouTube on our Monday night shows. But for the postgame, everybody's upset. They want an outlet. So we're not going to deny you one. We're already getting comments in here. Chris Chada is in the house. Thanks for being here at the Sports Porch Podcast on YouTube. That's where you subscribe, hit that button, and let us know by hitting the bell that you're going to be here every Monday night at 7 p.m. And also, of course, Steelers postgame shows, no matter how much they hurt. I'm going to drop this as a podcast too. I'm going to drop it at the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your freaking podcasts. So you'll be able to catch up. Our podcast listens are growing, guys. They really are. We're averaging, 120, 140 downloads a day, streams a day. That's pretty good for people our size, our size. So if you subscribe on Spotify, leave us a review. That would be awesome. Mr. Higgs on YouTube, thanks for being here. Chris Chada on YouTube, thanks for being here. Listen, guys, the reason I said that is let's just talk about a couple things. Josh Allen, all-time rushing touchdown record.
You're going in and out, TD.
Rushing game, most rush against the Steelers at Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium. Tomlin in his illustrious career is the proud owner of three of those, the top three. Okay, so comment, people, how you, this is a safe space. Try to comment on the topic that's relevant, whatever we're talking about. But look, you need to just unload, man. I think there's going to be a lot of unloading this week. This administration must go. Think about that. And we can talk about the game, and we're going to talk about the game. But this is all your fearless technical director, who's gaining a little bit more respect from the Grand Schwabini now that he's had to TD some of his own shows over in Philly.
You're saying you're getting
mentioned Grand Schwabini. I know you guys hate it when we mention Pittsburgh on the Philly show.
You're saying that you want respect.
I don't know. You're breaking up.
Director, you're breaking up. Seriously, it's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious.
No, I don't know. It's breaking right now. That's what's happening. The internet is breaking right now. Because
Maybe
of all the
true.
angry Steelers fans out there, man. And you can see your comments. So my point, this entire game, that was the first thought in my head that it just took the entire game away from me, because all I could think about was this administration, Tomlin on down, GM. I don't care about Omar Khan. He hasn't generated any sort of faith from me in him that he's some sort of boy genius cap wizard guy. They got the most expensive defense in the NFL, and it's one of the worst. All right. And as far as bringing Aaron Rodgers back, look, we all jumped a little bit on this bandwagon in the end. Why didn't we see this up front? He is old. He is feeble. He cannot play at a high level anymore. And he doesn't have the weapons. Tomlin's got to go. He's got to go. Would I fire him right now? That wouldn't make a difference. But at the end of the year, get the hell out of here. Look, go win a Super Bowl somewhere else. Good for you. You're not going to do it here. There's my end of game rant. Drop your comment. Drop your thoughts. Who wants to? You know what, Grant Schwabini? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna let you go first because I know Hockey Jesus. I love when it boils up to the top. So we're gonna keep him up for a little while longer, and then we'll get some help. Go ahead.
Well, just with regard to this game, I just find it unbelievable that you could have the Bills' 2 starting offensive tackles out,
Right.
and they still set a record rushing in Pittsburgh.
Right. Right.
I mean, I don't even know how that's even possible.
Unbelievable.
Boy, I'd have to look at the I'd have to look at the stats. I don't believe there was a sack today by the Steelers, was there?
No, I don't think there was.
You know what?
So-
I got him right here. You got keep going. I'll fill you in.
So, basically, no, Herbig was around the ball quite a bit, but TJ Watt was maybe a smidge.
No sacks. No sacks. There was an interception. Yeah.
Yeah, with 2 offensive tackles out, they also couldn't get a sack.
Right.
And the bottom line is, look, Aaron Rodgers has actually played pretty well this year. So I'm not going to say I'm down on Rodgers, but
I disagree now.
Well, no, here's what I'm going to get at is that Rodgers got hurt. Now, the fact that he's 42, I don't know, was he 40 something, right? He's going to get hurt if you're that age, and unless you're like Tom Brady and you have an avocado diet or something. But he's just, look, once he starts getting hurt, you can see it sort of spiraling, right? So he's not really the same quarterback now as to when he was healthy. I think the more disappointing thing really is just that there's no real succession plan at this point at the quarterback position. But look, they really played a poor game. Buffalo has been losing games lately. They had been playing pretty poorly. And let's be honest, I don't think it's as good of a Buffalo team as they've had in the past. They don't really have anybody to throw the ball to. I would actually even say the Steelers have better receivers than they have. I don't know. Did Freiermuth even play today?
Yeah, he was out there. He was out there.
He was out there. Well,
yes.
I certainly didn't. I didn't notice, and I don't understand why. I saw it looked like Jonnu Smith ran the wrong way on a potential touchdown pass, which is just ridiculous. Look, they're kind of a mess. They're kind of a mess. And to be honest, it's pretty amazing that they're actually 6-6 right now, the way we've seen them play the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, they started off, I don't want to say hot, but they won a few games in the beginning of the year.
Were they 3-0? Were they 3-0 at one point?
No, they were 2-1. I think
they were
2-1.
Yeah.
Okay. They were 2-1.
They lost to Seattle at home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let you spill it out there, HJ.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments coming in. You can see them on the side here. We got everybody in from YouTube. 20 plus watchers on YouTube right now. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click notifications. You'll know when we're live every Monday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're live with the Black and Gold Show. We drop it into a podcast anywhere you get your podcast. And we're doing these Steelers post-game shows as well. We drop shorts. We got a TikTok, the Sports Porch on TikTok. You know it when you see it. So, awesome stuff here. Echelon Films is back in the house. I commend you guys. You show up every week knowing this team will lose. Funniest thing ever. Look, we provide entertainment. Watch our Monday show. You'll see some other funny stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's funny for real, but we think it is. HJ, come on. I mean, how can you not? I mean, I know you agree with the Tomlin has to be gone. And I know that you're going to say, or you might have queued up to say, the Rooneys aren't going to do this. It's not the Steelers' way. But look, Noel was around for a long time, and they figured out a way to ask him to leave, kind of. I don't know the whole story there. He's got to go at the end of this year. He has got to go. He's lost that fucking team. So,
I don't know. I don't know that he's lost the team. I think the team is just not. I think the team's not very good.
Okay,
talent-wise.
Maybe they've lost themselves. HJ, It's all you. It's all you.
Well, I think DJ shopping Sherlock has the cure for everything. Just lose out. That would be
he's right.
That would be the right thing to do there, DJ. 100% agree with that statement. But that's not what they're going to do. They're going to play for 9-8, so we can preserve the winning record. Okay, everybody knows what's coming. This is not. I really want to get upset, but I can't because it's not a surprise they lost to the Bills. Okay, the Bills are a better team than them, even though they're not the Bills of the past. The Bills of the past could just throw it over the top and score in one play. This Bills team is way different than that. They're a run-first team, and they beat us at our own game. This is exactly the offense that the Steelers want to be. They want to be just like that. They want to slug it out. They want to rush for 300 yards every time. They want to get that splash play for a touchdown. And that's how the Steelers want to win games. And they just got it shoved right in their face, just like that. So that now the Bills are just taking it to us so badly that Cam's got to go up to Josh Allen, who's beating his ass, and try and mouth off to him. I mean, I thought Cam Hayward was a goddamn leader on this team. I guess I was wrong again. So when it comes to the Steelers, I'm not surprised what happened this week. Am I disappointed? Yeah, but you know what? Going into next week when we play Baltimore, who do you think's reeling a little bit worse? Baltimore, who lost to Cincinnati, or Pittsburgh, who got lost to Buffalo, a team that's definitely going to be in the playoffs and still has a chance at winning their game. And I've been telling you guys all season long that it's going to come down to these Baltimore games. If they win them both and they beat Miami and they beat Cleveland, guess what? We just won the division. So it hasn't changed. This game has not changed anything other than maybe, your perception of their defense. I know what this defense is. This defense is absolute crap. It's going to give up 20. It's going to give up 3 touchdowns and maybe a field goal. And the only way they're going to get that is if they get a splash play near the end zone or into the end zone and then score 2 touchdowns. That's what the Steelers rely on. That's what they have to go with. Now, this game they got manhandled, so the run game really made the time of possession impossible for the Steelers offense to overcome it. And you could see it coming. You could see it coming early in the second quarter, but by the time that fumble recovery for a touchdown happened, everybody knew that it was completely over at this point.
Okay, this is how I feel when we get to this point and Steve starts to do the X's and the O's. Yeah, that's kind of that wasn't timed correctly, so I apologize for that. But
it's okay, you're trying. It's kind of comedy in its own. You trying to do comedy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and the comments keep coming in, guys. You can see the comments on the screen. Keep that discussion going. Share this show out with your friends right now. I invited some of mine to hop on. I get the X's and O's there, Hockey Jesus. I do. I get it. And you're right. And you have been right. And we agreed with you that this was going to come down to these games against Baltimore for the division, this, that, and everything else. The way that they are playing right now, it is still, it's getting worse. And there's just no excuse for it. So what? Okay, so what? Great. What are you hoping for? Or I guess that's where we're coming from here with you, HJ. There's what you think is going to happen and what you're hoping for. What are you hoping for? I got a feeling I know. So go ahead.
I already told you. If they beat Baltimore twice and they beat Cleveland and they beat Miami, they win the division. It's that simple.
So that's it. They win their last 5 games.
I will tell you. I will tell you. Miami has been playing better lately.
Oh, I'm not saying they're going to. He asked me what my hope was. What do I think is going to happen? I think they're going to win. What are they now? 6-6. I think they're going to win 3 and lose 2. They're probably going to lose to Baltimore this week, and they'll save face. They'll end up being 8-8 going to the last game. Winning against Baltimore won't mean anything because they'll already have lost enough AFC games, and it won't matter. So the Steelers will win, and they'll be 9-8. That's what I think's going to happen.
Right.
And it's the same as last year. It's the same as the year before that. It's the same as the year before that. Now, if you want me to go in the land of fiction about Tomlin not coming back next week, I will, because I think it's easy. But the way out of that is very simple. Art Rooney III needs to step. Art Rooney II needs to step down. He needs a succession plan to bring somebody else to be the bad guy that tell Tomlin he's got to retire. Or what they need to do, what the new owner needs to do is say to Tomlin, you no longer have control over the offensive and the defensive coordinator. The general manager is now going to pick those positions. If you don't like it, there's the fucking door. You can leave. That's the only way Tomlin's going to get out of here. Okay. And that's it. He's not going to get fired. You can chant all you want. And actually, I encourage you to chant at the stadium, because doing that, at least Tomlin can hear that, and maybe he'll start thinking that, not that he needs to get fired, because he's not going to get fired, but that he needs to retire. That would be the equivalent of a firing here in Pittsburgh. And that's really what it comes down to. That's it. Is that enough X's and O's for you?
That really wasn't any X's and O's. But
well, I guess when you say when you say, look, this is okay, Grant Schwabini, step in here, step on me and talk if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. What I'm hearing out of Steve's mouth here, Hockey Jesus, greatest hockey deity on the planet other than Mario. What I'm hearing out of Hockey Jesus's mouth here is that what he hopes happens is that we win 4 out of our last 5 games and we win the division. To what end? Why would we want to make that? What I would think that you would hope would happen is something we've been talking about for a while. Lose the rest of these damn games and get a high draft pick. Lose them and lose them. Okay, even if you're going to keep Tomlin, fine. Keep him, okay? Because we know he's not going to give up a good gig. I get it. He's not walking away from this. I mean, it looks like he wants to right now, and he's probably going to go home and cry in his wife's lap and be like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying everything I can. And we know what he's doing wrong. He's not evolving into this day and age's NFL, and he hasn't for years. Why wouldn't you want them to lose the rest of the games? Yes. Will and Holly, who's that? That looks like Pat off track. Would you change your name to Pat Off Track on YouTube for God's sake instead of this Will and Holly?
What the hell's Will and Holly?
I don't know. And if it's a tribute to somebody, this is YouTube. Billions of people. Time of possession 41 to 18 plus. Hey, who cares, man? They clobbered them. All right. They just clobbered them. HJ, wouldn't you want them to lose out and get that high pick?
That's how I started my rant, agreeing with our very wise audience in pointing out that that's what they need to do, because that is what they need to do. But they're not going, just like they're not going to fire Tomlin. They're not going to do that either. They will absolutely beat at least 1 or 2. My guess is they'll win 3. So they'll be at the lovely 9-8, the place where we love to live.
Yep. They even mentioned it on the broadcast today, how fantastic it is. Right?
Actually, did you see? I was watching some of the other games, and they're tied right now with the Dallas Cowboys for most consecutive winning seasons. Did you know that?
Yeah. The Cowboys under Landry.
Yeah, if they win this season, then they have the number 1 spot probably forever.
Yeah, probably. Well, not necessarily.
Well, here's something I put out on Twitter or on X, and guys our age don't know whether you call Twitter still, or X, or Twitter X, or
I think everybody just calls it X now.
And then you tweet
you're having trouble letting go.
I am. You tweet on X.
No, you X on X.
I know. I was going to say, shouldn't it be Xing on X? So I X'd on X. Go to the Sports Porch 1 on X. Click that follow button. As Rudolph was coming into the game, I X'd Will Howard ? And I got 87% said, hell yeah, why not? That's where the Steelers fans are. That's where they are. Okay, look, I respect Aaron Rodgers for wanting to play. He's a different person than the media really let him on to be. I mean, maybe not a different person, but his mindset, his mentality, and the way he's worked here in Pittsburgh, I think he's done himself justice. But he's old, and he can't get it done because he just can't. And what I said since the season began, we have no number 2 receiver. They proved it tonight. Kenny Gainwell, the running back, number 2 on the Steelers in receptions. I don't even know why we have these other 2 tight ends other than Darnell Washington. And I'm not giving him props. I'm just saying he's the guy they throw to the most now. I mean, what in the hell is this offense? And somebody put a comment up that said, it's time for Steelers fans. I don't know if you could find that comment, HJ or Schwaber. It's time for Steelers fans to admit that Arthur Smith is worse than Matt Canada.
No, he's not.
No, he's not worse. Trust me.
No.
But he's just as frustrating. You know what I mean? Like he's just as frustrating because his offensive scheme is built around weapons that he doesn't have.
Right.
And, Paul, who's that? Pollinati or whatever his name is. He just put up a comment. Why don't they ever go deep? Well, it's because they can't. DK Metcalf was never a 50-50 ball guy. DK Metcalf was a catch and run guy, over the middle guy. We're not doing that with him other than that dumb slant route that worked once for an 84-yard touchdown and a couple times for some big gains. But other than that, they jump that route now. They know he's there. So he's bad. I mean, I think we would all admit that he's bad.
No, he's not bad at all. What are you talking about?
I think he's horrible.
What do you mean he's horrible? He's a very good receiver. I mean, think about what he has.
Not Metcalf.
Oh,
Arthur Smith. My apologies.
Arthur Smith. Okay.
I'm saying they were so, and we're going to go down this road here, and I want to hear your comments. I want to hear all of them. I want to see them. Okay. And I want you to leave those comments every time you rewatch this show, because I know you will on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast all the time. They are not using Metcalf right. They did not do their this blows my mind. They didn't do their research in how he could fit into an offense that Arthur Smith runs for real. And they didn't use George Pickens right either. And he's catching balls. I think I heard a statistic today. He caught like 2 or 3, maybe 4. Can't remember the exact number, but it was single digits and low balls over the middle all of last year. This year, he's caught something like it's like 28.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having a great year. They wouldn't know what to do with the wide receiver if it walked up and caught a touchdown pass in front of them. They just have no idea what they're doing. And that's another reason this team needs an animal. This shit's got to go. It's time to start over. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? How can is there any room for disagreement there? I'm sorry. People were like, should we have kept George Pickens? Absolutely not. He was a cancer in the locker room. But now, Metcalf was frustrated today. He had a personal foul. He looked like he was upset. I mean, no wonder they act this way.
Well,
if you think about it,
DK Metcalf wants to win, and he's upset.
You're right.
You know what I mean? I can't blame him for that.
Well, he also wants to participate in the win. He wants to get, right. I think if you got him 5 or 6 catches a game, he doesn't have to blow it out every game. 5 or 6 catches a game for 70 yards and a score here and there. And I think I think they're winning. And I think he's happy with that production because he's more of a selfless guy. Pickens was just a complainer, but now you know why. I mean, I'm telling you, he's only going to be here this year. I don't care what kind of contract they sign him to. If Arthur Smith and Tomlin come back, he's going to figure out a way to get out. If I were him, I would. Metcalf.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Okay. Waste these. These are prime years in his career. These prima donna athletes, they'll try anything. Look at Myles Garrett.
He signed for the money, man. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but the frustration on his face is he could get that money anywhere. He could force his way out.
Things can change pretty quick in the NFL. I mean, the bottom line is they gotta, I mean, the hope for a Steelers fan, and I know it's very hard to root against your team. I mean, I find I can't even do that. But the best thing that would happen would be for them to lose out or just win one more, get a better draft pick, and maybe someone slides to them that turns out to be a franchise quarterback. I mean, that's really what they need to have happen. Honestly, that's really what will change it all.
Yeah. And
I mean,
for
I mean, at the same time, I mean, look, I shouldn't say that will change it all. I mean, there needs just to be, a turnover of talent. We got to get rid of some of the older guys with big contracts and go with some younger guys, draft well, make good free agent signings. I mean, so there's a number of different things that have to happen. But if you get the quarterback, the rest can follow over the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
The guy from Ohio State, his last name is Sayin.
Yeah.
I would just love for them to get him because how big would it be just to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, every time we win, we can be just saying. Yeah, I mean, but see, therein lies a quandary again. I mean, I clearly right now at this point do not think that Aaron Rodgers, and this is like. This is the post-game show here in the Sports Porch Black and Gold. By the way, hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Got a few subscribers that chimed in today, brand new ones. Thanks for being here. Notifications, it'll let you know when we're live on your phone or your TV or wherever the hell you watch this shit every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be back tomorrow night. We're going to talk more NFL, but of course keeping it with a black and gold tint. But, I don't think Rodgers is coming back. I don't care how the season ends up. I don't think he's coming back. Okay. You got to make that assumption. He signed a 1 year.
Probably not. I mean, look, you still don't know though. Like, look, let's face it. If Rodgers is healthy, he's going to play every game he can. because Tomlin is only concerned with making the playoffs and then hopefully winning a playoff game. And then I think he'll have everybody off his back, so that's his goal right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, the bottom line is if that does happen, it's not likely, but let's just say there's a 20-25% chance of that happening. Maybe they sneak into the playoffs, maybe they get the right matchup, right? And it's a home game because they win the division. So
Right.
look, if that happens, I wouldn't rule it out. Now, again, I think this is like 20-25% chance, but if that happens, he'll be back, man. I bet he will. If that doesn't happen, which I think is more likely, he won't be.
I think he's at the end of his career and he knows it. It's not. He can still. I love how they talk him up. Yes, he can still process a defense better than anybody. He was always good at doing that. He doesn't, to me, look like he really does have the arm for it anymore. He sure as hell. He's sneaky mobile in the pocket. He knows where the creases are and he can slip through them. But ask him to do anything more than that, or if he's surprised, he's going down. And he's hurt. And I don't think so. Where I was going with the QB thing is the quandary they have now. First of all, they did, I will always stand by this, they fucked Mason Rudolph over from the day they drafted him, period. No idea whether the guy would end up ever being a great quarterback in the NFL or even a good quarterback in the NFL. That's never going to happen. Is he a decent backup? Well, he was 1 year when he won 3 straight games to take him to a playoff game. But since then, no, not really.
This year he hasn't been.
Average at best. He's not the future. If you're looking for that, hop off that train. Wouldn't surprise me if the Steelers did something with that, though, or said something at the end of the year, but not going to happen. They drafted Will Howard. When? 6th round, right? 5th round? 6th round?
6th. Yep.
6th round. Okay. All right. Hop off the Tom Brady comparisons. Okay. That's called lightning striking, which, by the way, is better than the chance of winning the $740 million Powerball that's coming up. Did you guys buy your tickets?
Sure.
Did you buy your tickets?
Absolutely.
Did you guys give us a little? Come on, dude. You're going to end up walking away with like $300 million.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you guys some, at least $1 million, just for starters. Sure.
Yes, Steve, we're fucking millionaires. We're millionaires. I can't believe it. We can buy the Steelers. No, we'll buy the Pirates anyway. So Will Howard, 6th round, Tom Brady, lightning striking. That's not going to happen. Brock Purdy. Somebody brought that up the other day. No, it's just look.
Purdy.
I know. Well, they're like, well, Will Howard, Brock Purdy, Yeah, I know. There was a guy named Duck Hodges who played in the NFL for a little while too. There's people that get their chances. They get their chances. Will Howard's not going to be the answer, I don't think. I think the organization, and this is post game, but I think the organization is looking to draft the quarterback in April. That's what they've been banking on, planning on. It's a PR move. Look, the Steelers are a big brand. Remember, it's money, it's dollars, it's not wins. Okay, it's not wins.
There was. I did read an article. There was a game yesterday. I think it was South Carolina versus somebody. And apparently, it was like the 3rd time that they had been at his game, the quarterback for South Carolina. I just can't remember his name right now. So, yeah, I mean, they're looking hard.
If you know his name. Drop a comment if you know his name.
They're looking hard at people right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is wins. Wins in the NFL do not translate into profitability. That's not how it works anymore. What translates into profitability is press. And you know who, oh man, for all of his faults, you know who perfected that? Daniel Snyder. Not just Jerry Jones. Daniel Snyder, because for many years, but even before all the bullshit at the end of his reign, for many years, he was able to make the worst moves in NFL football history, Albert Haynes, Bruce Smith at the end of his career, you name it, Steve Spurrier. And somehow at one point, the Redskins were one of the most, if not the most valuable franchise in the NFL. Why? Because of press. All right. So the Steelers have an opportunity. They have a draft coming up that's going to bring 1 million people down to the Golden Triangle downtown, which they are not going to be ready for. We know they're not going to be ready for. God bless them for how hard they're trying. But it's just too many people down there. But man, is it going to be fun. And they are going to draft a quarterback because it's press and it's money and it's merchandising. And winning has fallen by the wayside here in Pittsburgh. It's fallen by the wayside because we've allowed a coach 20 years to be mediocre. He won with look. If there was ever proof now that he didn't win with Bill Cowher's team, don't dice it up for me. Yeah, he had to coach it. Yeah, he had to coach him. Yeah, he had all the players. He had the scheme. He had the coaching staff. It was plug and play. And yeah, he went back with a similar team and they lost. And it's been shit since then. Okay. Roethlisberger, Hall of Famer, but shit since then. So come on. When are we going to start talking about this now? When are we going to start? Why are you shaking your head, HJ? What was I saying there that was, just not on point? I know I'm on point on this.
Well, first of all, the quarterback's name is Lenora Sellers. He's the University of South Carolina quarterback that Mark was talking about. What you were saying is absolutely untrue. The Steelers do win games. They win more than they lose. The problem is they win more than they lose, and that's it. They're never they're never in the conversation of the elite teams. And we wanted to kick Buffalo to the curb by beating them this week, and we couldn't. You know why? Because they're still an elite team. They've redefined their team. They recognize that the quick hit is not all that there is in the NFL, and they learn to run the ball, and they learn to play a little bit of defense. So the Bills can change who they are. The Steelers can't. And that's why we get so frustrated in this city when we talk about the Steelers, because nobody wants to change this team because everybody thinks they're good enough to almost make the playoffs every year. And that's all that really matters. So that's the problem. That's the absolute problem. And there's no way to change it. There's no way to change it.
The final word. The final word. If you're watching us, this is the Sports Black and Gold edition. We are on YouTube right now. We're actually on X and on Facebook. We're picking up Facebook followers. That's interesting. Those reels that we put out there and those shorts, they help. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube and click notifications. You'll know when we're live. We're live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern for the full-blown show. This guy up here, Hockey Jesus, he's actually live after every single Penguins game, really live, even on the West Coast. He does about a 10, 15-minute review. So if you're also a Pens fan, you're going to want to get on. You're going to want to listen to his analysis, even if it's 3 a.m, man. And what dedication. You got tomorrow night. We got a big rivalry tomorrow night because we got this. We should have prepared for this. Well, maybe next time. It's the Flyers and the Pens tomorrow night. You guys are going to be here at the Monroeville studio, and we should have. Should I get a Flyers, like a big Flyers chocolate chip cookie for you, Schwaber? Then I'll get like a Pens, those little duck marshmallow things, and we'll have a little hockey party.
What the hell are you talking
Where
about?
are you going?
Yeah, now I'll agree with you. We should have prepared for that.
Yeah.
And we would have said, no, drop the Flyer cookie.
Yeah.
I say
exactly.
I say let's get together tomorrow and let's talk about it. Everybody in the chat, you're welcome to come aboard.
Yep. Hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. Raw John 39. It's time for Will Howard. No, it's not. I don't know who this user is, but boo, filthy. Maybe they're talking about,
Philly. They're talking about Philly.
Yeah.
You brought them
Yeah,
up.
That's true.
Philadelphia, exactly.
Yeah, Philadelphia. Yep. So yeah, I so much to digest from this game. Maybe we can break down the statistics tomorrow in the regular sports porch. I did one.
Well, we'll also
thing.
get to break down the Tomlinisms from today and tomorrow. That should be
Oh
fun.
yeah, there will be a few. There will be a
Oh
few.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
what we're doing is we're trying to eat soup with a fork. You can't do that. We need spoons.
He was throwing him out. He was throwing him out after halftime. He was throwing him out after halftime. Did you see that? I was like, when is the rest of the world going to catch on to this? Like, he's absolutely just pulling words out of his ass. I don't think he knows what he's saying half the time. You know?
I think he practices.
Oh, he does. Oh yeah, I'm with Mark.
Oh
yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Just to me,
this week it's about the collective. You know,
yep,
next week it'll be something else. You know, definitely he does. He practices it 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I did love that Darnell Washington. They had him running down the seam. He caught that ball and just bowled some people over.
Yeah, that Tre'Davious White had no interest in tackling him at all. That was pretty funny.
No way.
That's what I'm saying. And then I said, throw the ball to him every single play for the rest of the game.
Did you hear what I guess Jim Nance or Tony Romo said? They were like, he's a difference maker on this team. They said,
well, he is
about Mount Washington. Well,
he could be. He could be.
Well, the problem is that he also drops the ball. Remember the first time he dropped it? They were like, so where else should they put it besides right in your chest?
Yeah, that was Tony Romo. He said, let me think. Do you think putting it right between the numbers in the middle of their chest is where it's supposed to go, Jim?
Right.
Yeah. So, listen, have your debate. Have your quarterback debate right now. Have your defense debate right now. Have your Tomlin debate right now. Put it in the comments. But before you do that, hit subscribe. Subscribe to us on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. We really appreciate that. We're also live at, every Monday night at 7 p.m. So click notifications. Totally interactive show. We love to get your comments in there. That's why they're on the screen. We love to comment with you. We got a ton of comments in here. Watch our shorts. We're going to break those up. I'm going to drop this into a podcast right after this post-game show. And you can get us on TikTok. You can get us on Instagram. We're everywhere, like everybody nowadays, pretty much like everybody nowadays. So, to say this loss was disappointing. I don't know. I don't even know how to get disappointed anymore. It was the same old shit. Same old shit. Oh, of course, Pat Off Track says, I behaved myself. Thank you very much. Listen, here's the deal. We're going to take a vote on this right now. Pat, if you do not change your YouTube name to Pat Off Track,
right?
How many of us here on the Sports Porch, the board of directors, will ban you from the show?
Yes.
That's 2-1. Come on. You in or out, Hockey Jesus?
I'm out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, 2-1. 2-1. One more comment. Rodgers is garbage all game. People defend him. Rudolph doesn't get reps or was part of the game plan, but instantly he sucks. No, not instantly he sucks. He's just not the answer. He is not the answer. We're not winning a Super Bowl this year. We may squeak into the playoffs. Good God. I would love for us to lose out and have a reset. And I can't wait to get on social media and see what everybody else is saying. You guys got anything else here before we wrap this up and thank everybody for being here?
I say bring on the rat birds.
No. We do got a Ravens game coming up. That's, those could always, you never know. Look, football is football. Just like the movie, any given Sunday. Next week could be a fireworks show. You never know. I would love to see that because it would be entertaining. I was amazed that I was almost more entertained by the damn Texans Colts game today than I was the Steelers Bills game.
Why were you not watching Panthers against the Rams? That was the good
Right.
game.
That was the game.
It was the good game. I did not think it was going to be the good game. I really wanted to see if the Colts and the Texans, given the number one defense ranking for the Texans and how good the Colts have been on offense this year, even with Danny Dimes kind of fading back into what he's used to playing. I wanted to see if that matchup, if there was any validity to, could either one of these teams make a run in the playoffs? And I got my answer today. The answer is no.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just no. Indianapolis may squeak into the playoffs. It'll take a miracle, I think, for the Texans to get in. Well, not a miracle yet, but it's going to be tough. So we'll see. So that's why I was watching it. I wanted to be educated, which is what we like here. Right?
Okay, I can't argue with that.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. All right, guys, listen, we're going to wrap up the post-game show. As always, I want to encourage you, subscribe on YouTube. Click that bell. You'll know when we're live after every Steelers game, after every Pens game, and every Monday night at 7 p.m. I drop the podcast everywhere you get your podcasts. Subscribe. Thanks for being here. For the Grand Schwabini, for Hockey Jesus, I can't get my fingers straight. One more comment. Drop your comments. We'll see you out there. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm your TD.
Peace.
I am out.